food lovers. Today we're going through the whole fermentation process of sauerkraut, and this is the way they do it in France, and this is a process of lactic fermentation, of course. Let's have a look at all the ingredients we need. To start with, we got our white cabbage. I recommend organic cabbage, of course. So one thing you have to know is that the bacteria that is going to start our fermentation, what we also call the good bacteria, they are natural bacteria that are present on the vegetables already. So that's why we're only going to rinse the cabbage on the outside, and we're going to do it with source water or mineral water. Don't use tap water, because all the chemicals in your tap water are going to kill the good bacteria as well. And also you only rinse them on the outside once. We are going to use a natural sea salt. They also call it grey sea salt because it's a non-refined salt and it has absolutely no additions. We're going to add some bay leaves, a few peppercorns. I'm using long cayenne pepper, but the usual black peppercorns go very well. We got about 1 tablespoon of juniper berries and a tablespoon of caraway seed. You can also use cumin, that's up to you. I recommend that you use a fermentation jar, and these are delivered with the airlock. And you also get these stones to put on top. That's going to push your cabbage under the fermentation liquid. So this is really a safe way to do your lactic fermentation. Don't forget to sanitize everything before you start. To start, we're going to cut our cabbage in half. And we're going to cut them in quarters. And we're going to cut out the heart. And I want to slice them quite thin, a few millimeters, 3 to 4. So as you can see, I got 2 different cuts here. I got a very fine cut, and I got a cut that's a little bit thicker. You can also mix the 2 together. I use 10% of sea salt. That makes 10 grams for 1 kilo. I'm going to add a few bay leaves. For 1 kilo of cabbage, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of caraway. Add about 10 black peppercorns. We got these cayenne peppers, add about 4 of them. The juniper berries, same thing, 1 tablespoon for 1 kilo of cabbage. The juniper berries are not only going to give aroma to the cabbage, but they also help to avoid stale and decay. Now we're just going to mix it up roughly. And now I'm just going to mix the 2 of them together. Finely sliced, thicker cut, and give this a good mix again. We're going to add our cabbage little by little. And each time we're going to pound it to the bottom. As you can see, I'm spilling it everywhere. I'm going to pound it again. Here we go again. As you can see, the liquid is already coming up. Now we really need to clean everything what's above here. Push it all down on the sides. Very important. So we got the stone weights on top, and you really want to clean the sides again, so there's no little bits of cabbage that is on top of the liquid level. I'm going to put the lid on, put on the airlock, a little bit of water, and here we go. I always do my fermentation in room temperature. That's around about 19 degrees Celsius. And after a week of fermentation, I put my jars on a cooler place in the kitchen on the shelf. Never open the lids of the fermentation jars just to see how it goes. You can contaminate your sauerkraut with bad bacteria. Open it when you're going to use it. And we're the next morning, and you can see there's already 1 centimeter of brine that came out of the cabbage. For the next week or two you can also see some bubbles coming out, but it won't be a violent fermentation. It's more a slow fermentation. I recommend you to keep the fermentation going for at least 1 month, and then you have a very young sauerkraut. I prefer to wait for 2 or 3 months. That's really the time you need to have a real good sauerkraut. If you have any questions about lactic fermentation, leave your comment in the box below and I will respond to you as soon as I can. I hope you enjoyed the video and it was useful for you. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and hit that bell. It's a great motivation for me. And as this story ends, my dear friends, all that's left to say, bon appetit and see you back soon.